covers more than just violation of the oath. And for those three reasons, I would speak against this motion.
Okay, very good. Further discussion, please rise to be recognized. Right?
I have a slight problem. I think it's a little arbitrary. What's a violation of the oath? I may be asked, what do I think of putting leg bands on prisoners or letting them stay home? And if I think that's a good idea, does that then become a liability for me? Will you say, well, that's kind of aggressive?
I don't think taking a position, when we say violation of the oath, it doesn't mean that, you know, someone who happens to agree with the death penalty, for example, is going to be ruled to be in violation of the oath. What this means, this is a personal action. If you've committed initiated force, fraud, theft, something like that against another, that would be a violation. This has nothing to do with ideas, speech, things of that nature. Yes, you're recognized. No, Steve's recognized. And Vicky, I'll recognize you next.
I'll echo this fellow's sentiment about the non-aggression oath. I think we all have a little bit different idea what that is. In order for this to be non-vague in its writing, we need to absolutely define what non-aggression means. Now, we all have our ideas of what non-aggression means. Mine is probably different than everybody else's in this room. I happen to believe voting is a violation of non-aggression. Because you are voting for rulers, and that's a violation of... So, what I'm simply saying is, until this party defines non-aggression succinctly and discreetly, we cannot pass this amendment because it's way too vague, because we all have a different idea what non-aggression is.
Fair point noted. However, I would say that I would trust in the decision of 2/3 of the governing body to make a general consensus of what constitutes that. And I see a lot of people wanting to discuss here. We will go through everybody. Vicky, you recognize?
I do agree with Mr. Laviana and Mr. Devereux, and I do not trust 2/3 of the governing body to define non-aggression.
Okay, noted. Mike, you recognize?
I agree with Mr. Wolfsburg, Mr. Netherwood, and Mr. Laviana. This is unfortunate that we're even talking about this today. This reminds me of the Salem witch trials. Thank you.
That might be a little extreme. Carl, you recognize?
Yeah, I would actually like some better definition as well, because are we talking about a threat, or the showing of a gun? Which is happened to me when I was chair. Or, or is it actual physical, aggression of a physical nature?
You guys are making some very good points here. Upon writing of this, I had an assumption in my head of what constituted a violation of the non-aggression principle. And to me, that was overt force or taking of someone's property rights. I'm thinking theft, coercion, force, fraud. Those are the kind of things that I'm thinking of in my head. But you guys, make an interesting point. Steve's saying voting is a violation of non-aggression. I happen to disagree, but I understand that point as well, because you're forcing someone else to comply with something that they didn't necessarily elect to. So, Dana, you recognize.
And I agree with them too on the vagueness of that, but I think that's why it goes to the DC, and if 2/3 of the DC can't come to an agreement on if that was a violation of the NAP or not, then, and if somebody doesn't trust 2/3 of the DC, then we have that's a whole other issue. We should be able to trust that 2/3 of our executive committee would be able to look at a situation and understand, be able to see if it was a violation or not.
Okay, at this time, I am going to call a recess for lunch. When we return, the floor will continue to be open for discussion on this item. So go have a great lunch, enjoy the speakers, and we'll see you back. Yeah, we will be returning here at 2 o'clock. Okay, we will be returning at 2 o'clock. We are now in recess. I thought about that for a second.
Yes.